Today we're announcing that Ontario is moving ahead with preliminary design work and investing in a comprehensive environmental assessment for a high-speed rail link to connect Toronto, Pearson, Guelph, Kitchener-Waterloo, London, Chatham, and Windsor. Woohoo! Ahead. Yes, there's a business case. Starting in 2025 with service to London and Kitchener-Waterloo, this high-speed rail link could ultimately attract up to 10 million passengers a year, and that makes the business case. Yes, there will be challenges in building it, but there's also enormous opportunity to unlock local and regional economic development. That is what this is about.
This is a game changer. When 2025 rolls around and when we have a high-speed connection to Toronto, you can't imagine the number of things that will be different in our community. People can live in London, work in Kitchener-Waterloo or Toronto, and vice versa. It's something that we're all hoping for. We're really looking forward to seeing how this affects the future of our local economy and our quality of life.
But I think there's a difference between cost and investment. I'm sure people like you and I chatted years ago about the Welland Canal or the St. Lawrence Seaway, and those were game changers for our country. I think this has the potential to do the same thing, so you do have to invest. It's whether you get the ROI out of it at the end of the day. And if you're listening to numbers like she threw around this morning, $20 billion over 60 years doesn't seem like a lot of return, but I think that's just the direct investment that we'll get back. For London, it could be significant in terms of property values and the mobility of our labor force back and forth. If we can get people working in Toronto during the day and living in London at night, it's a great scenario, and vice versa.
Well, you know, the Premier said the best time to do this was 40 years ago, and I'm sure 40 years ago it would have cost a lot less. But you think about what it might cost 40 years from now, and that number might be a lot more. So the argument really is the second best time to do this is now. I understand that these are not cheap infrastructure investments, but they do have a very long-term impact. We know that from other places in Europe, Asia, and really growing places, including China, that has installed high-speed rail in recent years. This has a major potential to change the London economy.
But we've got to move ahead. We've got to not let this be another lost moment. We've got to do it this time, folks. Yes. I'm committed to it. Merci.